Hey everybody, big time here. Listen, like my videos, subscribe, follow, click notifications. Let's get this ball rolling. I want to get more videos out to you guys. I'm going to do funny ones. I'm going to just do my opinions and truths, and we'll go from there, all right? But I promise everybody, we're going to do some rocking and rolling here, okay? Now, just to answer a question that I got in my comments from the last video that I put out there. A person said to me, hey, why do you think that Mamdani is going to ruin the 5 boroughs? And that I'm a liar because I said that buses and trains are going to be free to everybody in New York, especially the homeless. Okay, so it wasn't necessarily a lie. It was you're playing semantics, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you, and I'm going to retract. It's not buses and trains. It's buses and subways because it's an MTA program, and it's called the Mamdani MTA program. And believe it, subways are in it. Go ahead and look it up and check it out because I did. Also, homeless don't already get buses for free. That's absolutely absurd. I don't even know where you came up with that. People who live 120% below the poverty level can get a special MTA card. I think it's called OMNY. And basically they get 50% off of buses and subways. The homeless have never gotten buses for free except during the coronavirus, which everybody got the buses for free. And nobody was on because New York City was a ghost town because I lived there then at that time. And I know it was awesome. You could drive in there, drive right through the city, drive right back. Whoever thought that you could drive through Manhattan in 20 minutes? Because it takes you just to get from Park Avenue down to 108th to take you a half an hour, 45 minutes. But hey, that's what it is. That's the truth behind it, okay? My opinion is Mamdani is no good for New York. I believe that with all my heart. It's not going to change. Now, let's talk about your tax question. Your tax question was 2% millionaire tax is the only tax increase that he's going to do. That's not true. First of all, let's talk about the 2% millionaire tax. It's not going to happen because the governor already said they're not going to approve it. It's because in order to have that, it would have to be a statewide tax, which means it would affect everybody on Long Island, the 5 boroughs, upstate New York. So they're never going to go for it. She might whistle Dixie when the election time is coming up, but she's never going to approve that tax. If she can't do it, it would be political suicide for her. So not going to happen. Now, there are other taxes that he wants to implement. He actually just talked about it today when he met with Trump. And the bottom line here is that he wants to initiate a 4.25% tax increase on all corporations, not just corporations in New York State, but corporations doing business in New York State. Now, if you do that, people are going to lose jobs. There is over 200,000 corporations just in the city of New York, okay? Only 20,000, only 10%, only 20,000 of them make an income of more than $1 million a year. Okay, that's a fact. Look it up. So with that being said, the rest are small businesses that are corporations. And if you hit them with a 4.25% increase on top of the 7.5%, I believe it is right now, that's going to take you up to 11.75% for a corporate tax just for New York State. Plus, you got to pay the 21% federal tax fee, federal tax. Okay, so that takes you up to having to pay over almost 33%. So a third of your money, of any business money, will have to go to one government entity, whether it be state or federal. That's going to cost hundreds of thousands of jobs. That's going to cost, or maybe not hundreds of thousands, but tens of thousands of jobs. Absolutely a fact. They have to subsidize their income. They have to be able to afford to run those corporations. So they're going to have to raise prices on products, on services, and everything else that comes with it. And they're going to have to lay people off to make up some of that money. So wouldn't it make sense for Mamdani to come in and say, we're going to lower the corporate tax to 5%? Oh my God, then people would hire more people. Prices would get lower or stay the same. And he would get what he wanted about a stable New York City. Raising the taxes, especially on corporations, is not the answer. The other tax increase that he wants to implement is property tax. Now, it's easier for people that don't own property to say, well, I don't own property, so I don't care about 2% property tax. Well, if you rent or lease, you definitely should, because a 2% tax increase on property whether it be commercial or residential, has to go somewhere. Okay, these corporations, they have to be able to pay for the maintenance of these buildings. They have to pay for the maintenance of their homes, the rentals, the leases, everything. They have to pay for their own insurances. They have to pay for their own businesses. They have to pay for their own people that work for them. And if you hit them with a tax increase, again, this could cost jobs. But it's definitely not going to subsidize rent control. It's not going to freeze rent control. It's never going to happen. Because if you increase property tax, then they have to increase rent or property value. Do you understand? So you can't have one and have the other. You can try to do one or the other, but you're never going to be able to do both, because you can't take money from people or lock people down. That's why I said take stock out in U-Haul, because businesses are going to leave. Nobody's going to want to do business in New York. You're going to charge me a special state tax on being a corporation who sends bottled water to New York or whatever. They're not going to want to send anything to New York, or they're going to increase the price, and you're the one that's going to want to pay for it. That's a fact. It's just a fact. Okay? So with that being said, my opinion, again, is that Mamdani is no good for New York. All right? That's the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got some information out of it. If you didn't like it, too bad. That's my truths and my opinions, just like I believe that you have your right to your truths and opinions. If you don't like it, don't watch. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe, hit notifications, and I got 2 great videos coming up. Woo! You don't want to miss them. All right, babies.